Something brought you here and it's not by accident. Maybe you've been feeling off lately. Maybe people are acting differently around you. Or maybe nothing feels the same anymore. Like the world quietly shifted overnight. It's unsettling, isn't it? You can't quite explain it, but deep down, you know something's changed. You're not falling apart, you're leveling up. The signs don't always appear as light or peace at first. Often, they show up as confusion, loneliness, even loss. You start questioning everything, your habits, your relationships, your purpose. Feels like you're being stripped bare. Because you are. The universe has a way of clearing what can't exist at your next level. So if you've been feeling strange lately, detached, misunderstood, or like you don't fit where you once did, this isn't coincidence. It's confirmation. What you're experiencing are spiritual growing pains, the evidence that you're shifting frequencies, stepping into a higher version of yourself. Stay till the end of this video because by the time you finish, you'll not only recognize the signs that you've leveled up, you'll understand how to navigate this transition with peace and power. Before every level up, life tends to fall apart, or at least that's how it feels. Things that once felt stable start to crumble. People you thought you'd always have around suddenly drift away. Opportunities dry up. And internally, you feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions. But here's the truth. This is not destruction. It's rearrangement. The universe clears your path before it elevates you. It removes what's no longer aligned, even when you don't want to let go. The confusion you're feeling isn't punishment. It's recalibration. You're being asked to slow down, to realign with your truth rather than your comfort. It's in this chaos that clarity begins to take shape. Maybe you've noticed your emotions rising to the surface. Anger, sadness, anxiety. That's not regression. That's release. Energy that's been trapped in your body for years starts to rise when you outgrow old versions of yourself. You're shedding layers, identities, and illusions that once kept you small. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's also sacred. Growth doesn't feel graceful when it's real. Think of it like a snake shedding its skin, that raw, vulnerable process before the shine returns. Or like a seed that must break apart before it can bloom. You're in that in-between space, no longer who you were, not yet who you're becoming. And it's okay to feel lost there. This is where most people give up, right before the breakthrough. But if you can stay still, breathe, and trust that what's leaving isn't meant for your next chapter, you'll notice something powerful. Life isn't falling apart, it's falling into place. So the next time it feels like everything's slipping through your fingers, remind yourself, this isn't the end. It's the shedding. You're being emptied so that your new frequency has room to expand. Don't resist it. Honor it. Because what's waiting on the other side of this breakdown is a clarity and peace that only comes when you stop trying to rebuild the old and finally make space for the new. When you level up, the first thing that changes isn't your surroundings, it's your energy. Suddenly, the world feels a little off. The conversations that once thrilled you now feel draining. The habits that used to comfort you start to feel heavy. Even the people around you might seem distant, like you're tuned into a different frequency. And that's exactly what's happening. You're vibrating higher, and your reality is adjusting to match. You're no longer resonating with the same emotions, beliefs, or environments you once did. The things that used to make sense start to lose their meaning, and the things you never noticed before begin to stand out like signs from the universe. You may find yourself craving solitude, not because you're sad or lonely, but because your spirit needs space to settle into this new vibration. The silence that used to scare you starts feeling sacred. You begin to realize that peace isn't boring. It's clarity. You start noticing synchronicities. Repeating numbers, songs that play at the perfect time, or random conversations that carry answers you didn't even know you needed. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations. But here's what most people don't tell you. This shift can be confusing. You'll feel both lighter and lonelier at the same time. Old parts of you will resist, trying to pull you back to what's familiar. Your mind will whisper, "You're changing too much," while your soul whispers back, "Keep going." This is the tension between who you were and who you're becoming. It's normal to feel out of sync for a while. You might question your direction, your purpose, even your identity. But that uncertainty is proof that you're evolving. You're no longer forcing things that don't flow, and that's the first sign of true alignment. When your energy shifts, life follows. People who can't match your new vibration may fade away, and that's okay. Don't chase them. You're not losing them. You're being freed from frequencies that no longer serve your growth. So if lately, life feels strange, quieter, slower, different, take it as a sacred sign. The universe isn't punishing you, it's tuning you. Every disconnection is a recalibration. Every still moment is preparation. You're not falling behind, you're syncing with your next level. When you level up, one of the hardest lessons the universe gives you is letting go. Not because you suddenly stop caring, but because your energy no longer fits where it used to. You start realizing that some people, habits, and environments can't come with you to the next level. Not because they're bad, but because they were only meant for a certain chapter of your growth. And this part hurts. You'll feel the pull to hold on, even when everything inside you knows it's time to release. You'll remember the memories, the comfort, the familiarity, and your mind will say, maybe I can still make this work, but your soul whispers softly, it's time to move on. Alignment often looks like loss at first. You'll wonder why things are falling apart when you've been trying so hard to do everything right. You'll question why people drift away just when you're becoming more authentic. But what's really happening is that your vibration is shifting, and anything that doesn't match it naturally falls away. It's not rejection, it's redirection. The universe will start testing your attachment to the old. You'll be shown opportunities that look familiar, the same type of relationship, the same job pattern, the same emotional loop, just to see if you've truly learned the lesson. And when you finally say no to what once felt safe, you make space for what's meant for you. Letting go isn't just about releasing others. It's also about releasing parts of yourself. The version of you that people knew might not exist anymore. You're shedding old identities, old beliefs, old fears. And that can feel like a small death. But in that space of loss, something powerful happens, rebirth. You'll begin to notice that after the tears and confusion, there's peace. Not the kind that comes from having everything figured out, but the quiet peace that comes from trusting you're exactly where you need to be. Because every time you let go of what no longer aligns, you prove to the universe that you're ready for what does. It's like unclenching your fists. The moment you stop holding on to what's fading, your hands become free to receive what's next. So if right now you feel like everything is slipping away, take a deep breath. This isn't the end, it's the clearing before the breakthrough. You're not losing your life. You're creating space for the one that's been waiting for you all along. When you finally align with the universe, everything starts to click. Not perfectly, but naturally. Life begins to feel less like a battle and more like a current you're finally allowing yourself to float with. The struggle to control, to force, to make things happen gives way to an unexpected calm. You're not chasing anymore, you're attracting. One of the first signs you're in flow is synchronicity. Numbers, symbols, songs, random phrases, they start showing up in uncanny ways. You think of someone and they text. You daydream about a new opportunity, and within days, a door opens. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe whispering, you're on the right track. Another sign is emotional awareness. The chaos that once overwhelmed you starts to make sense. You no longer react from fear or ego as quickly. You pause. You breathe. You observe before responding. This isn't weakness. It's power. It's proof that your inner world has grown quieter, more stable. You've stopped running from your emotions and started listening to what they're trying to teach you. You'll also notice that resistance fades. The people, opportunities, and experiences entering your life begin to feel aligned. You no longer have to push or beg for them to stay, they simply fit. And those that don't, they drift away peacefully. It doesn't even hurt the same anymore because you've learned that endings are just energetic shifts in disguise. A deep trust begins to grow, not blind optimism, but a steady knowing that even when things don't make sense, they're unfolding for you, not to you. You stop needing constant reassurance because you start feeling the alignment in your body, that subtle hum of peace that tells you you're exactly where you're meant to be. You might even find yourself smiling for no reason, feeling grateful without external proof. That's flow, when joy becomes your default instead of your reward. But perhaps the most powerful sign of alignment is this: your outer world begins to mirror your inner healing. The more you honor your truth, the more life honors you back. The people you meet, the chances that arise, even the timing of small events, all begin to move in harmony with your growth. You're no longer fighting the current. You are the current. And in that effortless rhythm, you finally understand you were never lost. You were just learning to remember the way home. If this message found you today, take it as confirmation you've shifted. You've outgrown the old version of yourself, and the universe is responding to that new energy. Don't rush the next step. Just stay present, stay open, and keep trusting the flow. Remember, alignment isn't something you chase. It's something you allow. The more you release control, the more life starts aligning itself around your peace. You're not behind. You're becoming. And everything meant for you is already finding its way. Slowly, silently, perfectly, in divine timing. Welcome to your next level.